in Orlando is joining me today. I'm going to tell you all about the Tower Gardens by Juice Plus, and it really is so timely, even more so right now. So let's get on. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I learned a little while ago, not that long, maybe sort of 15 years ago, that medicine really isn't healthcare, and it's all about the food we eat. However, I wasn't always that way. I was quite a fast food freak. I used to be a full-time skydiver, and we pretty much lived off of beer and burgers, and I didn't even eat lettuce on those burgers either. So when I first heard about the Juice Plus, and would go more into details about that later, it just made sense because I didn't eat any vegetables. Fast forward to 2010, and that was when we heard about the Tower Garden. So you may have seen pictures of the Tower Garden. One of your friends may have shared them on Facebook and thought, like, what is that thing? And realize that you need to learn about it. So we're going to jump right in and tell you about that, and I'll tell you a little more later how I got involved with the tower. But this is a cool fact that I found out, and more than half of the world now lives in urban areas. So many of these people living in apartments in the middle of the concrete jungle just simply don't have room for a garden. So the tower is a great solution to that problem that so many are having right now as well. And this is another problem that a lot of people have, that when you have a raised bed, it takes you 2 hours to pull all the weeds out. And if you live in Florida, it's not fun being out in the sun for 2 hours pulling weeds. So this is another reason why I grow tower gardens, because this was just a disaster. So we spend a lot of time on. So what is tower garden? Food quality right now is huge. It's that we moved down to the Keys about 1.5 years ago, and when we visited on vacation a year or so, 2 years before that, one of the first things we noticed in the store was the food quality was terrible. It comes from so far away to get all the way down here, and with that comes cost. It was so expensive compared to what we had in Central Florida. And it's even more expensive here than places in California where you're surrounded by so many farms. What about food security? Look at these last couple of months. It's been pretty crazy. And there have been many times that I have walked into the store and looked around. Not only has the toilet paper aisle been bare, and it still is bare, but you look in the produce department and there were so many areas in there that were so empty. The locavore movement is huge as well now. So many people are into growing local because some of the biggest costs associated with our produce is actually the gas to get it to where it needs to go. Buying locally from a food market saves you a ton of money. But what if you could really know exactly what went on that food by growing it yourself? Plant-based movement is also huge. You may have seen movies like Game Changers and What the Health on Netflix, and those really start to open people's eyes into thinking about getting more plants in their body. And then they start to want to get more plants in their body for health and prevention. We're not designed to be sick and tired. Our body is designed to work properly, but it can only do that when it gets the fuel that it needs from plants. And so many of us nowadays are just so lacking in that area. So what is a tower garden? So you've probably seen a picture much like this one that one of your friends has shared, and they've invited you to jump on tonight to learn more because they really care about you and they want you to, yeah, you did start recording, sorry. They want you to learn about how they've been growing food recently. So it's an aeroponic vertical garden. It's plug and play. Everything that you need is in the box. You simply open that box, pop it together like a giant Lego, and then you can have that thing up and running in about 20 to 30 minutes. It's got a super small footprint, as you can see. But this is our Tower Garden Flex, and the reservoir there is 2 foot at its widest, 2.5 foot, sorry, at its widest. So it's got a super small footprint. And in our Tower Garden Flex in that picture, you're going to be growing 20 different vegetables. You can grow 20 of the same, you can grow 20 different vegetables, or any combination in between. And then to feed the plants, we use an earth-based mineral blend. And in that mineral blend, you get all the 16 different minerals and the trace minerals that the plants would be searching for if they were being grown in the soil. So how does tower garden work? So in the bottom of the reservoir there, you'll see a little pump. The reservoir you fill with water, and you add the nutrients, the tower tonic mineral blend. That pump pumps the water up that center tube, and the shower cap at the top just lets that water rain down straight over the roots of the plants. So what you get are plants that are growing in a stress-free environment. And that's really important, especially when you live in somewhere like Florida, Arizona, where it gets hot. Because now your plants, there's one less stress that they're having to deal with. They're not having to search for water in the soil, in the black soil that's baking. And that's one of the reasons that we're able to grow year-round in Florida, even down here in the Keys, even in Central Florida near Orlando. We'll be growing lettuce. And you won't find anyone in Florida growing lettuce in the dirt. So tower garden makes gardening easier. As I've already mentioned, it's super easy to install, and you're going to have your tower set up in about 20 to 30 minutes, and most of that time is waiting for the reservoir to fill with water. It's super easy to maintain because there's no weeding, there's no digging, there's no tilling. The garden is at eye level, it's easy to see what's going on, and you don't need to be a gardener or a horticulturalist. It extends your growing season too. I already mentioned you can grow lettuce all through the summer in Florida, but it also is going to extend your growing season into the winter, and you're going to grow further into the winter if you live somewhere where it freezes and where you get frost. We also have some grow lights, and you'll see the tower garden home shortly as well, and they're going to allow you to grow inside the house, whether that's just in the winter or year-round if you want. We've already said it takes up much less space than a regular garden. So if you were going to grow those 20 plants on the ground in the soil, you would be using up a probably 20 square foot area. But in the tower, you're looking at like 5 or 6 or something, 8. You're using less space. We've already said you're using less water. Your water is recycling, as you saw in that last little graphic that we had. So because you're recycling, you're only using about 5 to 10% of the water that a regular garden would use. Less bugs? I'm all about less bugs. And the thing with the tower and why you have less bugs is, first of all, there's no soil. So the soil-borne diseases and pests have been eliminated immediately. The other reason you have less bugs is because your plants are stronger and healthier. And when your plants are stronger and healthier, they're more resistant to disease and pests as well. Just like us, when we eat the right food, we are less likely to get sick too. And one of the other things I love about the tower is you can move it with ease. We have moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the last 7 years. And we have taken our towers with us every time. No, I know, Karen, it's ridiculous, and we aren't even military. I don't even know why we keep moving. But the cool thing with the tower is it's easier to move than your couch. You're not having to finagle it around the corner and down the stairs and watch the door jam. No, you just lift that up and you put it in the back of the truck. And when you get where you're going, you take it out and your garden is ready to go. Tower garden makes gardening healthier because you pick it when it's right. Yeah, a lot of the produce that we buy nowadays in the store is picked before it's ripe. So most of the nutrition actually develops in those later stages of ripening. So when we're getting that food that's picked earlier, that's grown in soils that aren't as nutrient dense and rich with minerals as they should be, we now end up with plants that are not as nutrient dense as they should be. Because of all that nutrition, your food tastes great. I didn't realize until I started growing towers that lettuce actually had a smell, because a lot of stuff that when you buy the food in the store, it's dead. It's been picked sometimes as much as a week before you've purchased it. And that nutrition slowly starts to decline after those foods are picked. And the cool thing about the tower is obviously you grow what you and your family eat. And what so many people have found is because they grow the produce right outside their back door, they eat more of it. And who doesn't need more plants? You'll see some more of those tomatoes in a little while. The tower garden also makes gardening environmentally friendly because, as I've already said, you're using way less water. You're not spraying all these pesticides and things, so that's something else you're doing for the planet. It's sustainable, not just sustainable because we're using less water and resources, but it also is now giving you a sustainable food source. It's making you more sustainable. You're not having as many trips to the grocery store to grab the salad and the lettuce for dinner. It makes good quality food affordable. The tower is available on an interest-free installment plan that comes out to just $14 a week. So of all of the different produce that you've seen, on these towers there's some green beans, there's kale, there's lettuce and celery and Swiss chard, strawberries, they're one of our favorites. Who can honestly say that they don't spend $14 a week on that kind of food in the store? If you don't, Ricky's got a solution coming up for you soon, but if you do, a tower pays for itself. And I promise you, you will get way more than $14 in food off of your tower every single week. And as I mentioned already, 70% of the cost of produce is fuel. So this was a study that was done at ATL Urban Farms. They're a tower garden farm up in Atlanta. And they decided to look and see what they would get from a tower in 6 months. This was just one tower, and you can see at the bottom there, when they added up everything, comparing it to their local prices, they would have cost them $796 in 6 months. If they have that on three towers we have, I'll show you in a second, is our family garden, that would have cost them in the store about $2,300. And the tower garden is not going to cost you that much in 6 months. So the Juice Plus company is all about science. The Juice Plus products have over 40 published studies on them. And one of the first things they did when they brought the tower garden in was they went to the University of Mississippi and they got them to do a study. So what they did was they grew 6 different crops in the tower garden, and they grew those exact same crops in the soil right next door. In fact, you can see them in the background of that picture to the left with the towers. What they found was they had up to 65% more yield. And if I remember right, that was from red kale. They found that produce grew as much as 30% faster. All in all, it grew faster with more yield using less water, less space, less maintenance for them, for the horticulturalists that were dealing with this. Another thing to note is this was grown in the best possible soil with the best possible resources and horticulturists that know what they're doing. That's not the kind of garden you're going to find at home, in a home garden, because these people are on the top of their game. And what they found was the antioxidant level, they measured a bunch, was equivalent or higher in the tower garden compared to those grown in the soil. So you're getting great bang for your buck when it comes to the nutritional side of things as well. So I mentioned you can grow year-round with a tower. So this is our tower garden home. Tower garden home has been out for just over 6 months now. The tower portion itself is exactly the same as the towers, as the regular tower flex. A couple of differences that you have here with the flex is the reservoir. You may see that reservoir is kind of dome-shaped. It's slightly smaller, so it's going to fit into a smaller space inside the house. It's got built-in wheels as well. It also has here, you may just see that little stick there. That is the water level indicator. So there's a little float in the reservoir, and this little indicator is going to be way up here if it's full, and it's going to be down here if the reservoir is getting on empty. If you look to this picture on the right, you'll see these little square planting ports. And this is our baby green extension. So in the Tower Garden home, you can grow 16 regular sized plants, and you can grow 16 baby greens or microgreens on top for a total of 32 plants. You can see our grow lights on top kind of look like Medusa, and they have a built-in timer as well, so you don't have to worry about that either. You just set it and forget it, and the lights are going to take care of that and come on and off as needed. But this is great for people if you are in an apartment, you don't have an outdoor area, you live up north. We have a lot of people in Canada grow these because I guess their growing season is about 3 months long. And that's the Tower Garden home. So I'm going to show you some pictures of our tower. So we were introduced to the tower by my mother-in-law, Jan Young, who was actually brought the Tower Gardens to the Juice Plus company. And this was one of the very first ones with the black base there. We had no clue what we were doing. And I still managed to grow squash and green beans. I see this thing over here. That's one of those topsy-turvy tomato things. Don't waste your time with those. Because those gallon jugs there, I had to pour a gallon of water into that thing every single day. And I got way more produce from my towers than I did off of that thing. So then these are some more of my towers. We've lived in all different places. We've done the farm life, and we had cows, and we grew all of these greens and Brussels and kale and chard and strawberries. There was a whole tower of strawberries there. We got fed up with the farm life, and we moved into a neighborhood with a HOA, and that didn't last very long either. But we did have towers out the front, and the HOA never complained about them once. So those are two of our towers that we had there, and you can see another tower just with strawberries, because we do love our strawberries around here. And this was my tomato tower. So this is kind of funny because I set this tower up in, I believe it was December, when we lived in Central Florida. Now, if you ask anyone in Central Florida if you should be planting tomatoes in December, they might laugh at you, and they will definitely say, no, that's a terrible idea. But we're growing in a tower. Things can look a little different. So I planted just 4 tomato plants in that tower. That's all that's in there. And we did have a mild winter. There were a couple of nights that we were going to have a freeze. So you know what we did? We picked the tower up, we brought it over towards the house under the back porch, and then the next day, once the frost had gone, we brought it back out and put it outside. And by February, I was harvesting between 2 and 6 pounds of tomatoes every single week. It was insane. And you can just see them all here. The ones are ripe here, and all of them just green ones just ready to start. And it's just some pictures of some towers all over. This was a Whole Foods up in Pennsylvania. So a greenhouse there with just some taller towers. You can add on to them and make them taller. We have tower gardens in schools all across the country. We have them on rooftops in restaurants where you're literally going from tower to table within minutes, getting some of the freshest food available. This was a project in the Orange County Convention Center that Jason was a part of, and it's the biggest indoor tower farm to date. And they have about 80 towers there. And this was Jason and I when we started back in 2010, little Bailey. She is now 10 years old. Looks very different to that. Got a little bit bigger there. This is in Jan's greenhouse, my mother-in-law up in Eustis. This is where towers started, and Jan introduced the towers to the Juice Plus company, who we had worked with for about 14 years now. We've worked with them. And we used to be full-time skydiving instructors, as I mentioned. We had taken the Juice Plus products from day one, but it was when the towers came out we really got excited. And we got to work because as tower garden instructors, you can't get health care, and it certainly wasn't affordable. But there's this incredible benefits package that Ricky's going to talk about shortly. And that was what really caught our eye. So we got to work. We built a team of like-minded people who were super excited about the towers and Juice Plus. And we made it to National Marketing Director in about a year and a half. This business has given us the freedom to move to all those different places, move down to the Keys, because we can do this business wherever we want. There she is now, chomping on a cucumber, eats them kind of like a popsicle. This is our little place that we have down in the Keys. So with the towers, you really can grow anywhere. So with that, we're going to hand it over to Ricky. And Ricky is going to talk a little bit about I forgot to mention the family garden. Just quickly touch on that. The family garden, you can grow 84 plants, comes with a support page, and you're going to save about $300 versus buying the towers individually. You can get that on at no interest installments as well. So now I'm going to hand you over to Ricky, who is going to give you some info about the company behind the tower.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dee. I just love hearing all about your story and your family and everything that you guys have just gone through to grow, and just seeing your towers is so much fun. And as Bailey has grown up. So the Tower Garden is just one part of the Juice Plus company. This company has been around for over 40 years as a whole, and the Tower Garden is part of who we are. So we can actually share, whether it's the Tower Gardens or Juice Plus or Complete. Those are kind of the three main doors most people come in. And as they're walking through one of those doors, you may decide, you love the Juice Plus. You may decide you want to change your eating habits. Maybe that's the Complete. Or maybe your family's already on that journey and you're ready to go and you're ready for the Tower Gardens. And maybe you want to garden and get that way. And my family started kind of as a whole with the Juice Plus and the Complete all at once. Yes, this is my family, which is why I am hiding out on the back porch right now to do this call for you guys. I am married to my amazing husband, and we have 5 daughters, ranging from the ages of 17 down to 11-year-old twins. Yes. Oh, guys. But when my second daughter, the one right next to my husband, was a baby, she was actually diagnosed with failure to thrive and actually almost died of malnutrition. As a mom, that was really scary. I did not know what I was supposed to do, but I knew that there had to be a solution, and that solution happened to be whole food nutrition. It started basically with the Juice Plus capsules, and I saw transformation in my family. From there, we moved into the Complete, adding that to our daily lives with our protein shakes. Then, as we got going, we realized that we were eating more fruits and vegetables, and that's where the Tower Gardens came in. And my Tower Gardens are actually running in the background right now. I can hear the water falling and cascading down behind me. It's just this amazing sound, so tranquil. And so that's how we got started with the Juice Plus business. I was not looking for a business. So anybody that is watching this, listening, watching on Facebook, and you're like, no, I don't want a business. Girlfriend, dude, I didn't either. Do you not see my family? I was not looking for a business. I was looking for a way to just transform my family and help pay for it. And the Juice Plus company has not only provided me with the ability to pay for my Juice Plus products, but the ability to say yes on so many other occasions. So let's talk about what the Juice Plus company is. Well, like I told you, been around for a very long time. This is Jay Martin. He is our founder and president. He started this company back in the 70s, and he realized that it was his mission to inspire healthy living around the world and to build a stable and lasting company to help as many people as possible realize their dreams. I love the fact that Jay has had this goal and this mission in mind, because everything he does has established this company to continue and maintain its ability to thrive long past when he is gone. So what all do we do? Well, part of what Juice J. Martin wants us to do is give back to the community. So the Juice Plus company actually gives to multiple charities around the world. But one of the number one is the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. It is in Memphis, which is where our headquarters are. We are an American-based company. We are debt-free. And so it allows us to establish ourselves as a huge provider for the economy. Every one of our employees has been able to work through this pandemic. We've been able to provide a means and an opportunity for these employees to work from home. Our distributors have been able to work their home-based businesses from home. We've also, good for us, bad for us, I don't know, whichever way you want to look at it, have run out of Tower Gardens multiple times over the last few months. But I've watched as our vice president of Tower Gardens is in the warehouse with the warehouse workers working double shifts, bringing his 12-year-old in to put labels on the towers. What company can you say is able to do that? That is the heart behind who we are. And that is shown even more with the Tower Gardens going to the Boys and Girls Clubs and everywhere else. But we've got some beliefs that just empower us to move from 50 years ago into tomorrow. We want to have that longevity, authenticity, quality. Quality is the number one thing that we have going for us. There is nothing else on the market that has been researched more than our products, have been challenged more than our products, and yet stand the test of time like our products. Our company is a big, giant community. We give back to the community, and we want to come alongside the people in the community. We are also a simple product line. We don't have gigantic catalogs. We keep it simple. And we're very approachable, even as a corporate level. I can't tell you how many times I've toured the corporate offices, the shipping, the manufacturing, all of these places. We've gotten video tours of all of our farms. Everything that we do just keeps that quality top notch and allows us to just be one success after another. We are very unique in the fact that, like I said, we've been around for over 50 years. We're in over 20 countries, so it's a worldwide company. It's a worldwide distributorship. You don't have to just sell locally. We're in the wellness industry. If you want to think of the wellness industry as a bell curve, we are still way over on the left-hand side, the beginning of this bell curve, and it is just getting going. The millennials are the number one age group concerned about their health and well-being. That says a lot. Not to mention the fact that we have over $15 billion in sales since our inception. That says a lot about who we are. So, not only are we unique, but our business model is unique. It is very doable. It's only $52 a year to sign up annually. You can work from anywhere. This right here, this little device, this is my go-to workplace. I work from the beach. I work from life. I work being mom. We, like I said before, have a very small product line. We've already talked about them. You have your Juice Plus products, your complete protein products, and your Tower Garden products. That's it. There is not a big giant catalog, bunch of things you've got to worry about. It's also consumable. Even with the Tower Garden, you have your nutrients and your rock wool, lots of things that your customers and potential friends and family will want to get from you and want to keep replenished. It is residual income. The Juice Plus portion of this company is what keeps income coming in on a regular basis because it can be auto shipped or it can have a one-time shipment. You can work this full-time or part-time, whatever you choose. And one of my favorite parts is no inventory and low overhead. It doesn't cost me a lot of money to have a Tower Garden and Juice Plus business. Our commission levels are permanent. I love the fact when you saw those twins that were in there, they were Juice Plus babies. I got to keep working my business, whatever level that looked like, slow or fast, when I was pregnant with the twins. And I never had to worry about losing any of my commission levels. And like Dee mentioned before, all of our upper level leadership positions have a business incentive bonus, which is kind of like an expense allowance, as well as a benefits package. That benefits package includes medical, dental, life. Oh, look, she's got a whole picture of it. Everything you need for your benefits package. Family tuition reimbursement. Can I just talk about how excited I am that we have the ability to pay for college? My first one just graduated from high school, and yes, this is a blessing for my family. I love our Christmas bonuses. They're not turkeys, you guys. It's straight up. When our company sends us a check, it is fantastic. We know that you have all kinds of things that you're sitting here thinking, what? I have no idea what I'm doing. But you know what? The beautiful thing about this business is that it's an opportunity for you. We have that brand name product that's been around for well over 25 years. It's a tried and proven system. People have done it successfully for years. We've got a built-in network of people that already love Juice Plus. It's a home-based business, so even during this pandemic, I haven't had to leave. I've been able to hang out with you guys and loved ones on Zoom, just like you, and it is customer to customer. I don't have to try and build this business. I don't have to have a brick and mortar business. I get that benefits package. The technology that this company is putting into being able to get your websites and placing orders and moving things, it's top of the line. Not to mention, we've got a business center that all of those employees have been able to work from home during this time because of that support that we have. And we are here to mentor you. We've had mentors, and we're here to pass on that knowledge that we have had. And so we just keep passing it down. We've, like I said, got that proven system where what we do passed on is really going to help you grow and improve who you are, whether you want to do this part-time or full-time. It doesn't matter. We are here to change lives. All you have to do is take it, own it, be part of who you are, be part of the solution. Whether it is that you are doing, whether it's the Juice Plus or the Tower Gardens, just share that in life. I mean, I've talked about Juice Plus at more Taekwondo events than I probably have anywhere else in my life. We share on social media, and we just invite people to take a look at what it is that we have. This is not about selling something to somebody. This is about sharing what we have, offering people an opportunity to learn and grow in their education, and allowing them to make a decision on whether or not this is right for their family. It may or may not be right for everyone. Not everybody wants to be a tower gardener. Not everybody wants to take their fruits and vegetables in a pill. We've got that variety for everyone. And we give our opportunity to anyone and everyone, whether it is a millennial trying to pay his way through college, or a mom that wants to stay home with their kids, or maybe it's somebody who's lost their job and they're looking for a new career. whatever it is that people are looking for, we give people the ability to retire into retirement, or instead of daycare, having mom and dad care. We allow families to have dinner over the dinner table together, if that's what they choose. So we're going to just invite you. We don't know what it is that you're looking to do. We don't know where you are. Maybe you just want to be like me and just want to make a difference. But you also want to take the products and help pay for them. Maybe it's that you're trying to support people and that you want to give back. Whatever the choice is, it's yours, and you can do this through this business. So we want to just challenge you and offer up to you the opportunity to share this if that's what you're looking to do. We want to thank you guys for being with us tonight. Maybe you are just sitting here thinking, okay, great. My dog is super excited that we're here tonight. Maybe you want to just say, hey, thanks. This has been fun. I enjoyed learning, but really, I would much prefer to just garden on my own, or I'm not ready to make the decision yet. And that's okay. Thank you for coming to learn a little bit more. Maybe you are saying to yourself, no, I'm ready. This tower is exactly what I've been looking for. I do not want to have to plant another growing season in the dirt. Or maybe you're sitting here thinking, not only do I need the tower gardens, but I need that Juice Plus stuff too. I need to learn about that, and all my family and friends need to learn about Juice Plus and towers. Whichever one of those places you are, we just want to take a minute and say thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this. We really appreciate everything that you do for your family and your friends, and we appreciate the fact that you took time tonight to be with us. So take a few minutes, follow up with the person that invited you, whether you're watching this live or on Facebook, or you're listening to a recording, whatever that is. Just follow up with the person that gave this to you or invited you, and just share with them where you are. And if you have other questions, feel free to ask them. We are here to answer. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.